Thanks for joining us for the art party. I'm Tracy Weinzapfel. I just want to tell you the project that you're going to be doing is this. This is the project that I'm going to be doing, and I hope it inspires you. It is just an art journal page, but this could be used and done on a variety of surfaces. And I will make sure to upload a materials list. You'll see that in the video. And then also I will make sure that you have that pattern that I use so that you can trace it if you're not comfortable drawing. I do show how I completely drew it all out. I recommend you draw it and get some practice doing it. But I really hope you enjoyed the project. I really believe in art journaling in times of anxiety and good times, the bad times, and it's just a great journal and diary to keep track of your things. Again, I'm Tracy Weinzapfel with Your Artful Journey, and I really hope you enjoy this video. Okay, I've been racking my brain about what I truly wanted to share, and I want to do bright blooms. That's what I really want to do. And I don't want to overthink this. So I'm going to do something that kind of is tried and true and works and share that with you. I have a 7x10 mixed media art journal. This is just like a paper towel. It's actually what you get at the dentist. And hopefully the sun will cooperate with me because I'm in my studio and it's bright and sunny. But I'm going to start by drawing. I'm going to go with some pretty big flowers, and there's going to be a reason why I'm doing that, okay? And I'm going to hopefully keep this lesson under my allotted time. I know this is going to seem large, but why not? We only have an hour, and this is really how my morning meditation would be. So I really want to represent what it means to me to art journal, and I've got everything turned off. Now, typically I would have Netflix rolling, but in this case, I'm talking to you. So, and I decided not to do voiceovers because it's just not. And you're going to kind of look at this and be like, why did she take all that time to draw those pretty flowers? But you know, trust me on this. We're going to just draw 3 of them. We're not going to. And I will make sure to share this pattern with you, kind of thing. So, we're just going to draw a flower and a flower and a flower and a flower. Kind of just trying to fill up some of the space. I get asked all the time, background first, did I draw the flowers first? I'm going to kind of mix, I always mix it up. So sometimes I would just do a random background, but I decided today to do this. Then I'm going to scare you. And if need be, and I need a little more time, when I do the ending, I can always speed that up. How does that sound? There's a plan. I just came up with a plan in my head. This is how most of my projects start, with no plan, and as I go, they develop. Just to let you know, I am using a 7x10 mixed media art journal, and I use the painter's tape just to protect the spline, you know, the spine. And this is an ultra fine Sharpie. So far I have nothing that you could, nothing that you probably don't have in your arsenal of tools. And I find a Sharpie works fine. I'm only going to do 3 flowers. I probably could afford to take this to a whole nother level, but I'm going to try not to for just ease of things. So this one's going to, watch me just. Best laid plans. It's exactly what I say, and then I don't do it. But I'm going to tell you what's in my brain, and then we'll go from there. And then now I really do logistically feel like I need a third one or at least a couple of leaves. How about that? Let's do a. I'm really loving this one. So let's just take this one out of it. How about that? Yeah. That was I could occupy some more flower real estate because I did say bright blossoms, so that's what this is going to be about. We're gonna, and yeah, I do create right out of the gate. Oh, I do create right with a fine point Sharpie. I do. I admit it. I don't know how far that one's coming up, but it looks like it's coming up there. Okay, so there's a reason I don't pencil draw, and that's because I find that I'm shooting for perfectionism, and my art journal is really just a matter of a place to practice and concept drawings and release, leave my anxiety at the gate, that kind of thing. So this wasn't perfect, but you see, that's okay. We don't need it to be perfect. Now I could go in, see this right here too. I feel like this should have been bigger. So let's do this. Let's get this. See, I can still change the shape of things. That's me. All right. So there's our basic drawing. I did mention a couple of leaves. So let's do one here and let's do one here. I'm just kind of buying up some real estate here, and there's going to be a reason why. Now, do those need to be green? Yeah, I guess they could. Not really. You know what? I'm not going to make them. They're not going to. Don't worry. Okay. Stick with me. So this is my basic line drawing. I can come in here and add many more details, which I can do. I'm not going to go overboard. I'm going to try and not go overboard. Remind me how overboard I'm not going. Whoops. That was awfully. See, if I don't move the book, I get a little stiff there. All right. Now we got our basic drawing down. Like one of those people who never likes to have a clock pointed at them. And I only have an hour. I get it. Okay, this is gonna be a leaf. But by the time I'm done with it, you won't even know that it's a leaf. All right. I said 3 flowers. If I extend that 2 more, I will be, here we go. So now here's what we're going to do. I'm going to do some bright watercolors, and I'm not going to be really crazy mindful of where everything goes. I'm doing a number 8 Dynasty. This is, oops, that's not a number 8. I've been working all day, so my studio kind of looks like a hot mess. Okay, this might be a number 8. Number 8, Faux Sable, Dynasty brush. It doesn't, I'm just using a number 8. I'm going to go with, I said bright. I'm going to go with, oh, you know, I'm going to go with some blues. Well, no, I'm going to go with some yellows, oranges, I think in the, you know what, and I might even, let's do it this way. Let's do it this way. Sorry, indecision time. Let's use a primary set of colors because then you, with the primaries, you're able to make all your colors. Now I'm going to wet this whole thing down. Here's some magic H2O. Now, I'm not going to worry about, yes, my leaves are going to be whatever color this is. I'm going to wet that whole thing down, and I'm going to start with yellow. Okay, there's yellow. There's oops, that's yellow with a hint of green. All right, I'm not going to, whoops, that really is a hint of green. I'm in the green. So, it's sometimes really, let's go yellow, orange, and red. Why not? These are, I'm just using primaries. I did say bright blooms, and I do want this to be bright. This is a perfect way to like kick off your day in a morning meditation session. I did say bright. Keep that water doing its thing. All right, let's dig right into that red. Ooh, you know what? How about let's throw some magenta? Well, I guess this is pink. I really wanted more of a magenta. Oh, that's pretty. No, we're good. Now you know why I covered up the, yeah, that's pretty. That's fine. I thought it was going to be, every time I use the primary colors, I think of these songs. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. Those are the color of the rainbow. Okay. And a little more yellow. I know this seems crazy, but just stick with me. And that's really quite wet, so we might have to blot some of this up. I really did intentionally go for, whoops, that should have been more red here. It doesn't really matter, does it now? Okay, well, we could just do this. We could just let it dry off that way. Okay, that's what we'll do. So, you see where my paper towel is just catching it? So that all of the excess that and just anything, whoops, anything I missed, I can come back up, and that's kind of why I used colors that I knew would get along with each other. So when they mix, they don't fight and don't create that dreaded mud we all hate. Okay. Alrighty. That will make drying a lot easier. But oh, I love that color. Okay, just dip in there. We just want this to be bold and bright. That's what we're going for. Bold and bright. Can you, and then takes 7 days to dry. Bold and bright, 7 days to dry. No, I'm going to use a heat gun, and don't worry, I'm not going to be speaking while the heat gun's on, so I can speed that up, and you won't have to be watching me dry something up. But this really does need to be dry. You know what? That is just fine the way it is, okay? So I'm going to pause this. I'm going to throw a heat gun on it. You don't need to watch that part. It's kind of watching paint dry. Okay, we're back. We're dry. We're bold. We're bright. This is really what I want. This is still your chance if you want to add anything else to this page. I'm going to call this 1, 2, 1, 2. I'll add one more leaf just because 1, 2, 3 flowers. No, you know what? We're going to leave it like it is. I feel like this is good enough. And I know you're going to think, well, she's lost her mind, but I have slightly lost my mind. Actually, I haven't slightly lost it. It's gone. I'm going to do this. I just keep extending this flower out for some reason. Whoops. It just needs to blossom. It doesn't need to be perfect as I keep doing it. Okay. So there is my project for all intents and purposes. But I am going to take another Sharpie. You can use paint too. You could use acrylic paint. In fact, probably, you know what? I will do paint. I'll use just a chalk paint because I know that'll dry quick. But you could also use a Sharpie, and I will show you both ways so you can. Here's the Sharpie. This happens to be a large one, and you start this. You color that way. And I'm not going to, this is the paint method, and I won't speak during this, so, you know, you might see me speed this process up a bit. But I'm going to go in and this is a number, well, this is still a number 6 round, or number 8 round brush, but I could downsize to a 6 to get in the fine details. And I'm using a chalk paint. I'm using Deco Art Americana chalk paint, and the reason I'm doing a chalk paint is because it dries super fast, super easy, and it is really, whoops, you somewhat have to stay in the lines, okay. But I'm not going to, you don't have to watch this entire process, but you get the idea. I'm actually going into my painting in the negative space, I'm painting it black. So what you're going to want to do is just make sure that this is totally dry. This doesn't have to be perfect, but I'm going for it. Just make sure that that's dry. That's all you need to do. Okay, so I will take a heat gun to that. You don't need to watch that part. Okay, so now that that's dry, now do you see that our flowers are bright? Oh my God, they're on fire. Okay, so we're not done yet. Can't leave it. So now we're going to do, it's going to be all about the attention to the detail. So I am going to take a black, this is a fine point, a black fine point Sharpie, and now I'm going to come back in, and you want to make sure that your paint is dry if you used acrylic paint, just so you know, because if you did use acrylic paint, you don't want the paint to get on the tip of your Sharpie. They don't get along very well. I know that for a fact. So you can see that I could have done the background first and then I drew over it. In this case, I decided I really wanted to, I want to make the pattern available to you. So if you do want to trace it or use some transfer paper to get, whoops, that was not dry. A little bit of wet paint. Oh, see, and I missed this part right here. Not a biggie. So you can just fill that in. One thing I like about drawing it first is then instead of doing the watercolors first, you're not so concerned with the you're not so concerned with where the color goes, and you just let it run together, I guess is the way I would word that, where you're letting the paint go where it would. Sometimes I think if you paint it first and then you see the colors, I don't know. I know for me, I'm trying to stay in the lines, or I'm trying to stay with a particular color, and I don't. The whole purpose is just to relax in my art journal. This is a really fun way to see if ideas fly or if they don't fly. It's a nice, safe space. So I'm just taking my ultra fine and fine Sharpie, and I'm coming back in. Okay. So now we're going to just add the fun details just to make these flowers a little more fun. We're going to make them pop. So I'm noticing here I kind of have, oops, I can kind of come in and clean this up a bit. See, I could probably add some. Now's the time to do it. You may find yourself retracing over lines that you thought you were done with, but it's always great to go over them again. I really put a kink in that. I've been using that same pen all day and I've been working. So we're going to go ahead and hopefully this one's newer. If not, I have a brand new one. They only last so long. And don't worry if your lines go in different places. It's okay. Oh. Whoops. So this one comes into there. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and add the deep, just little, just kind of fun to do. And that's what we're going to spend. Just the remaining bit of time is just making these flowers pop. I think by using the acrylic paint, it made the background go really fast. Chalk paint dries fast. And it also is an example of don't be afraid to use watercolors and acrylic paints together. They work great. And if you didn't have it, a Sharpie would have totally done the job. It just would have taken a long while. I'm all about making things quick and easy here. In this book, it's all about quick and easy. And I don't even mind that my leaves are on fire. Okay, whoops. Why don't we finish the details and okay, that was fun. So this one is going to get all right. Now I'm going to take my still my ultrafine. We're just working from we're going to darken up the inside of this. Doesn't take a lot of tools to. You can steal your kids' praying watercolor sets. They work great. A couple of Sharpies. Paint pens will work great. I just kind of, the other thing I will use to add any definition, this is a Stabilo Aquarellable pencil, black. It's optional, you don't need it, but you'll kind of see that this is great for darkening in the center. Just by darkening up that center, it gives dimension to this, just to the movement of the petals. And that's activated by water, so just remember that when you don't want to go use a brush varnish. That will go, you could use a spray sealer and then brush varnish it if you want. And yes, I do seal my art journal pages. I break this down with your Artful Journey members. This is what we do a lot of, is breaking down piece by piece. This is kind of a 1 hour quick lesson. I like to spend a little more time, but you get the idea. Just some simple dots and okay. So I'm gonna come in and My morning meditation time in my art journal is typically 15 minutes to a half an hour. So I'll either break it. I tend to like to get a page done either all in one day or um, like break it up in a couple of sessions. And the reason I do that is because my art journal is a diary of sorts. So typically I could wake up the next day and not even feel like I did today. Well, maybe Groundhog Day tomorrow for me. Um, but as you notice, as I add the details, this starts to pop. We'll just, I feel like that should have something going up the middle, maybe. Always fun to. Why not? Just have to know when to stop for me. I could keep going all dang day. Um, there we go. I don't know. So this is why I said you have the opportunity to go back in and reshape things. Another wonderful thing is this would pop with a bunch of white in it, and I will add very end. I will add what I don't know about you, but I hate to add too much to this and regret it deeply. So I'm going to just paying attention to the details here. You know what I think I'm going to do? One last thing, and I can do this with a white pen, but in my case, I'm just going to use a fluid acrylic. This is just a white fluid acrylic paint. You could water down white paint too, that will work. A white pen will work, but I'm going to take the back of a liner brush. This is just the tip. Here's a liner brush. That's just the tip. And I'm going to do this. This is a project that can easily be done under an hour, start to finish. Little help from a heat gun. Okay. I'm gonna, this is just taking it one step further. I need a little more white in there. Okay. It's always fun to put white on things. It really is. Mm. I'm gonna throw the heat gun on this one more time. Okay. All right. Just want that to dry because I'm at it again with the. Okay, I'm going to wrap this up and I'm going to take off just so you can see. Those I got to make sure are dry. Okay, I don't need to have tons of white, but I want to pull this off so you can see how clean that edge is. Just a little bit of painter's tape keeps everything clean and off the edge. And I'm done. And I will make sure you have a complete materials list, of course. Now, great thing about this, I will cut back on the white of this because it's really bright. I want to make sure it was dry. Okay, there we go. Show you some pictures of it completely done. And really bright, I promised you bright flowers. I hope you enjoyed. That's it. That's the end of my video. Thank you so much. I hope this encourages you to pick up an art journal, do something creative, and also I wanted to list my website, yourartfuljourney.com, and if you want to contact me or have any questions, I'm always happy to answer them. My email address is info@tracyweinzapfelstudios.com, and I made sure to spell that because I don't have the easiest last name in the world. Again, thank you so much for joining me.